everyone, welcome to the next video in this page of Agotapop's Tinies December Tinies on shelves, coloured with Chromaflow pencils. We have a cute little mushroom in a jar. It's a little bit different. I wouldn't say it was so Christmassy themed as wintry, but we do have stars going on, so I guess that's quite Christmassy. There we go. So let's just get it in the middle. There we are, at least to start with. So let's have a look at our little jar. So what I'm noticing is that these stars are in front and then these go behind, and we can see them through the jar. I had initially thought I was going to colour a background on the jar, but it's not going to work because we can see through and see these stars through. So we've got to have a little think about, I've got to have a little think about how I'm going to do that. Yeah, I think that will work. Might work on the stars first, actually, and I'm thinking of going sort of orangey yellow, like trying to make them look a bit glowy. I'm going to start with an orange on the outside with this flame colour, and I'm just going to go around each star. Now I want them all to look like they're the same, but of course the ones that are going behind the jar will not be as bright, but I'm going to start with them potentially being almost as bright and then fade them afterwards potentially, but I'm going to do them a little bit lighter. So when I go around this, I'm just not going to quite layer it up as much. Can you see? Hopefully that looks very slightly paler, but we'll work on that more once we finish the actual colour part. So this bit a bit paler. Ooh. And just work around. This is such a cute look at the mushroom. I guess this is snow on it. So nice sweet little scene. I was thinking of putting some Christmas lights, which is sort of what I think these stars are, as they're joined together with a cable, or I suppose it might just be on a string. Anyway, I was thinking of putting some on my desk in here, make it feel more festive, but unfortunately my battery lights, I feel like they're almost, takes so many batteries, they ran out so quickly. Last year I put them along on my stairs and made the hallway all pretty, and it was nice, but the batteries just ran out so fast. So I thought I would use rechargeables this year, so I grabbed some rechargeables that I had in my drawer, and I'm just choosing my next colour. I'm going to go mango next, and unfortunately they wouldn't charge. They just didn't work. They were broken. So that was the end of that idea. Husband offered to buy me some rechargeables, but I wasn't sure. So I'd just leave it. Yeah. So I didn't do it, but never mind. If my desk was being filmed, well, that part of my desk, then I might have, you know, done it, but you can't see in here. I'd love to have, you know, a space where I could put things neatly and have fairy lights around, and just like Johanna Basford does in her background, she's got, you know, neat shelves and fairy lights and things, but I just don't have that sort of a space. You know, people going, can we see your craft room? It's like, no. It's a messy office slash box room slash junk room. It's just horrible. So no, no, you can't. And I would like to improve it, but we just don't have the space for the stuff. Next colour, I think the amber gold is the way to go. it's I think there are you know, as you get older you tend to sort of accumulate things, but also I have a husband who doesn't like throwing things away, so that makes it even more so. So it's, and he likes buying things. It wouldn't be so bad if he didn't spend money, you know, but my things are accumulating now as well. It's like, ooh. I have been trying to get rid of a few things. I've got a bag of stuff to go to the charity shop, just a few bits and pieces, nothing much, you know, just I've got some clothes I need to get rid of too, but I wear my clothes right out, so I tend to put them in a clothing bank, not in a charity shop. They wouldn't be saleable, but the clothing bank that we put our things in, Sunflower, they if things aren't saleable, they make them into rag rugs. So the fabric, any fabric that can be salvaged is. Now here we're going right towards the middle to create our sort of glowing orangey yellow stars. So yeah, it's tricky, but it's part of life. I think a lot of people have the same thing. You know, there are a lot worse things that could be problematic. I mean, fortunately, he keeps an eye on the money, so he knows what he can and can't afford to buy. So he doesn't sort of spend money we haven't got. So that's good. Although he did say he'd been spending a bit lately, so he needs to be a bit careful, which was good. So he is aware. Now we're going to do the string, and I'm going to use this colour to go around here, and then again in here, a bit lighter. Now with the items in the jar, we don't have to do them significantly lighter, because it doesn't matter, we're looking through the jar at all of it, so there's nothing to compare. But with these, I'm going to grab my Prismacolor White. I'm going to go over the items that are supposed to be through the jar and use the white to tone them down just a bit. I don't know if the white in the set of Chromaflows is as good as this, which is why I'm using this one. And if you go around the black lines around the edge with the white and we'll grey them down a bit, it really helps it to sort of fade back a little. Okay, let's get inside the jar and do some of this. Now I am thinking that this is snow, I reckon. So I think if we do our ground quite light, it might look like there's a bit of grass poking through the snow. I think the Pastel Mint colour might help us out with that. Oops, here it is. So Pastel Mint, and what I'm going to do is hold it quite far up, put it on its side and just sketch it back and forth like this. And do that again. I'm hoping I'm going right to the edge, but I've suddenly got double vision and I can't see. There we go, it's better. I took my specs off. My eyes were spasming, which my optometrist tells me is due to old age. thank you. I do like being told I'm old, don't you? Now I'm going to use the cactus for the for these little leaves here. So I'm doing a bit less colour towards the tip of the leaves. Now I'm trying to think of what colour to do our toadstool slash mushroom, but I think it's a bit obvious really. I feel like it needs to be red. I'm going to use the yeah, I use the pompeian red. Now I can't really do the spot white and the snow white, so actually I guess I can. I'm just thinking I can add a hint of blue to our snow. I'm blocking this in quite dark as you can see. I think this is a rather pretty red for our toadstool. Still managed to go out of the lines despite taking my specs off. My vision still not really working. I'm going to use the shiraz just to put some shadow under the snow. I'll definitely get my magnifying glasses soon. Bring them through from next door. Okay, and now I'm going to actually, let's do the stem first, and I'm thinking this one. We use the Carolina blue. As you can see, it isn't really blue. I'm going to put more on the edges and less towards the middle. Just layering it up a little bit. There we go. Now, I'm not sure about the front door. I'm wondering whether to go really dark with the shiraz. I think I will. But now I'm going to do that. Oh, let's do the chimney first. I'm thinking a silvery colour. Just put my specs on so I can see what's going on in my pencil case. Here it is, Winter Lake. Now, what I want is quite a lot of colour at the bottom and none at the top. Here we'll sort of do it on the side and put less at top. There we go. Now our snow. Yeah, I think the glacier blue is the good one to do. It makes sense. Really pale. Leave a white gap. Then follow the line of the snow. Like that. Then colour up from that line and just fade your colour upwards. And it just looks like the light or shade is hitting the snow a little bit. There we go. I am going to grab this Carolina blue, do a little bit of work on our spot, just a tiny bit near the bottom, again leaving a little bit of a gap. There we go. Now we're going to do the ribbon and the lid and then worry about how to cope with the see-through jar in a moment. Now I think this would look nice in a red and green, but we're going to go more Christmassy, I think. So I'm going to grab the pure red for the red bit. Oops. So I'm going to start with this knot, dark here, light towards the middle, and then the same bit in the opposite direction. So it's a bit paler on the top. Now with these we want a dark bit there. I think fading towards the middle is quite good. And then same here, like that. And here dark here and here, and fade towards the middle, same this way. There we go. And then the these bits, similar again. Oops, going out of the lines too much. And fading up towards that middle area. There we go. And then I'm going to make this little piece and the outside green. I'm going to use the Tropical Rain. And I'm going to do it similar way, making the paler areas in the same place so it all makes sense. All the way around. Oh, something's just come through the letterbox. I think the post had already come, so I'm not sure what that is. I will go and check at some point. It's probably a little circular or something. And I think I'll fade that there. There we go. And you could do the lid see-through like the rest of the jar. Just having a little think if that's how I want to do it. But if I don't, what colour is it going to be? That's my thinking. I'm tempted to do it purpley, but I don't know if that's going to really work. I think we'll deal with the jar. So what we want is a palish grey, silvery, sort of cold grey that we can put on to look a little bit see-through. So I'm going to use my Oxford grey and show you. So I'm going to start about here and put a line which runs parallel to the edge of the jar, and then start to bring that colour inwards towards the centre and fade it as I go. Like that. And then the same on the other side. And sort of fade it in. Like that. We can do the same for here. So for the see-through lid, we can do that And then for this one, we can do that. There we go. Now we are going to grab some pens. Okay, just checking. This is the number 554. I'm going to go around the edge of the stars with this one. Oh, I want some white first actually. I need to do my snow. So here's my white, I think. No, that's my glitter. Let's get it right. Here's the white. So I want to do some snow falling on our plants like this, and then all over the ground, to sort of explain why this is so pale. And a bit on there. There we go. Now I'm going to use this colour, the number 554, around the stars. I've started in the silliest of places. I'm sure I'll manage, but really. I'm not going to go around the string. I think it would look good. I'm only doing the bits on the outside of the jar. Because it's so narrow, I think I'll mess it up. I think also doing this helps it to stand out as being outside of the jar. There we go. And I'm going to do a little bit of green on the edges of the ribbon. I've got this green, this is slightly bluey green. It's number 529. That didn't work. Let's try again. As much as I'm excited about Christmas, it's quite sad that my favourite dancing programme is ending. There's only 2 episodes left. And they do have a Christmas special, but it's not so good. But I think we might get Masked Singer, which I quite like as well. I'm going to use a little bit of glitter or silver. I think glitter on the snow. So this is the number 700. I'm just going to use it around the edge, the snowy bits. So here, and then just here. And I think we also have Dancing on Ice, which is the ice dancing. Well, I know that's happening. Evernote 2 is going to be in it. So we've got that. So we've got a few things to look forward to through the winter. There we are. Hopefully those stars look quite shiny and bright and glowy. I've really enjoyed doing that one. It's been a little bit shorter, I think. Next time's is quite complex. It might take a little while, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and happy colouring.